Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode 8 of Call to the Pen. Um, this is about the time we're working on trying to find an intro song to liven up the intro. Keep getting a lot of comments. You need an intro song. All right, we get it, but we also don't want to get sued yet. So trying to navigate that one. But Kintz is on it. Maybe you can pay NF or something a lot of money to get us an intro song.
Ooh. You have more money than I do. Maybe you could pay Skillet or something.
We'll see.
Let's get to our 500 subscribers. I think we're doing on our way. August 1st, my birthday. Can we get 500 subscribers for my birthday?
Your birthday's August 1st? No kidding. That'd be a great birthday present.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
39.
August 1st. But yeah, we're looking across the league here, and Kintz is hot on the Mets right now, and he can't let it go. Kintz, what do we got? They're 3-7, 35-43 overall. You got some of your boys are on the team, so
yeah, I think Max is scared
tough.
knowing we're going to kill him. We're going to kill Max on this show. That's why he's scared to come on right now. But like the other day, Sunday they're up 6-3. I mean, they're just rolling. Philly's got nothing. And it's about to be a huge series for the boys. You know, you can feel you're on the road, especially in Philly. And then Adam Ottavino is not available, and he throws because he threw 26 pitches the day before. And then they bring in a guy with 5 career games. No, Saturday he pitched. He was off Friday and Thursday. So. And they bring in a guy with 5 career games to hold a 63 lead. And what do you think happens?
Yeah.
What do you think happens, Steve?
I don't know. He loses a couple pitches.
They scored 4 runs on 1 hit. There was 3 walks and 2 hit by pitches. They brought in this kid, and then they bring in Jeff Brigham, who he was a nice kid. But Mike Hill, when I got signed with Miami, he was the GM at the time. He wanted me to toughen him up. So Jeff might be as soft as the pillow or something, but he just had an absolute meltdown in Philly. 2 hit by pitches, scored 2 runs. And he's like showing a lot of emotion. You know, when you're like dropping to your knees almost, like that's not good. That's not good.
Yeah.
I need Adam Ottavino to pitch that 8th inning. I'm the Mets. I got to do it for the boys. You're a vet. You're the vet.
Yeah, I don't. Well, if Adam Ottavino is down that day, I think I'm gonna have to switch gears. They had Brooks Raley. I'm pretty sure. I don't know if he was hot or not. He's been throwing the ball great this year.
He was already back-to-back days.
He was back-to-back. So who'd they have left out there?
Yeah,
David Robertson.
Adam Ottavino.
He's hurt.
Dave Robertson
down.
Went 1.2. Well, Robertson just went 1.2 the day before, so he can't come in the 8th. He's 9th inning only. You know that probably.
So whose fault is that though?
Oh, obviously,
are you trying to say it's Buck's fault? Yeah. Well, he's got to take the blame for it. But what's he going to do if he hadn't have his boys ready to available? Right. I mean,
so yeah, he even said, "What do you want me to do?" We pitched who we had available. So that tells me Adam Ottavino is unavailable. But why is he unavailable? Come on, man. Go on the IL if you're unavailable. We'll get a new guy.
I don't know. I do recall someone begging for days off when I was playing with him. I don't know who it was.
Yeah, after I did it for the boys all the time. It wasn't after I had 2 days off, and then I went a third of an inning, and I'm unavailable the next day.
Please, look, the Dodgers do it all the time. They put guys on the 10-day IL just to rest them. Why can't I do that? Just one time.
Smart. That's smart.
I used to tell the young guys, I don't know if I brought this up on the show or not, but like they get called up and they're pitching a lot. They're like, I've never thrown like this in my life. I'm like, are you down today? Like, yeah. I'm like, dude, if it's game 7 of the World Series, are you going to be down today? And they're all rattled. They're like, oh, well, no. I'm like, well, treat every day like it's game 7. They don't, and I just walk away. They don't know what to do. I mean, I'm just kidding. You can't do that. But I mean, it was just a great. I mean, young guys don't know how to talk to a veteran guy at that point. They're all nervous, but you can't do that, dude. You can't. It's still. We're halfway through the season. You can't just be blowing guys out now. Like you gotta see what your young guys have at some point. But I see what you're saying. You're struggling as a team, and that's a backbreaker right there too. So it's just a tough spot to be in.
Adam Ottavino's got, if he's on the roster and he hasn't gone back-to-back days, unless he's hurt, got to be in that game.
Yeah, I guess if it's not back-to-back days, you don't know what his workload is before that. I didn't look that far back, but
I looked. He didn't pitch Tuesday or Thursday or Friday. 2 days off is like a week for relievers. You know that. Like 2 days, you're like, oh boy. And then he pitched 26 pitches. He picked 26 pitches on Saturday on a third of an inning.
Yeah.
So obviously stressful. He was struggling. But come on, bro. Like to win the series day, rubber match.
I don't think that's what's been their or make or break for their season though. I mean, they've just been struggling this year offensively. I think starting pitching wise, they're coming around pretty good. Obviously, they have some horses, no question, but it's tough because like you're in New York. Every single thing you do is scrutinized, especially if you're losing, and then you have the highest payroll team on top of all that. Like, I mean, if you sneeze the wrong way, you're going to get criticized for it. It's tough, and so I mean, it's just. I think Showalter's the guy there. I mean, he made it. Right. He made a mistake.
He's getting fired after this year too.
I hope not. He's
getting fired. If they don't make the playoffs, he's getting fired. He's gone.
And he's legit. And that's a guy that absolutely hates me, I'm pretty sure. So he came out hot last year. Got all up in my face. I didn't even recognize he was in front of me because I was focused on P. Alonso when the benches cleared. And that's crazy, dude.
He was – that was getting tired. Like – all those guys are getting hit, and he's running out there like with his attitude. Like, I'm sure he's a great manager, but his act was getting pretty tired.
Well, we hit 2. I think we hit 3 of their guys the day before opening day. I think it was opening.
It's not on purpose.
One of them was Alonso. I know it was freezing cold, dry ball. You can make all the excuses you want, but the bottom line is your boys are getting hit. Whatever. Then I hit Lindor in the face. I don't know why we're launching into this.
Yeah, I saw that. You were so scared. You were running. You were so scared. Bench is cleared. You were scared.
No, Pete, I was getting chirped at. I'm like, dude, save it. I'm not trying to hit anyone in the face. And then all of a sudden, like, I guess Showalter runs out there. I don't remember seeing him. I just remember watching Pete, making sure, like, he's not going to do anything crazy. Like, I'm in no man's land. Like, I can't run. Can't go after them. So I'm not trying to fight anybody. But at the same time, it's like, you know, what do I do? But from a coach's standpoint, I mean, put yourself in their shoes. 3 of your guys get hit. They have all new coaching staff. Like, what better moment to like show your boys I got your back? Second game into the season, you know what I mean? So I get it, man. It's all good. I get to make peace with Lindor. Everything was fine, but so that was a situation I've never been in. Huh?
I'm over the Mets. I'm done. When you get Max on here, I'm just gonna destroy him. He's actually pitching pretty good, so maybe he will come on.
You're scared of Max. Mr. Scherzer, would you mind coming on our podcast, sir?
No, I'm like, yo, Mr. Mom Butt, will you get on our podcast? Because I'm getting tired of it.
That's the only reason why you want him on the podcast, so you can tell everyone he has a mom butt and use that joke.
Yeah. Well, if you just watch his games, you're like, where does Butt go? He's got a mom butt.
It's stupid, dude. Anyways, back to the league.
So the Braves and the Reds, exciting series.
Yeah, I mean the Braves are they're incredible. You're upset about their bullpen. I think they kind of figured it out. They're 9-1 in their last 10, the hottest team in baseball. And you know who's not far behind them? I just saw the Cubbies.
The Marlins.
The Cubbies.
The Cubbies?
They listen to your pep talk. They're 8-2 in their last 10. Only 3 games back from that incredible NL Central. So
are they even 500?
They are not. 2 games below 500. But on the way up. So go Cubs.
Oh, we'll see.
Milwaukee's, I mean, you know how they are. They're just stingy. Cincinnati's been playing out of their mind. They lost their last 3, but they've been playing good baseball.
They lost the last 3, but that series against Atlanta was I can't even say it as a loss. It goes in a loss as obviously on your record, but those games were legit. That was some playoff games.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you know what else I missed? And to continue, San Francisco is still rolling. 8-2 since in the last 10. And they were hot last time we had our last episode of podcast, but they're still rolling.
I think they destroyed
2.5 games. Yeah.
Oh, and they beat the Diamondbacks.
Yep. But Diamond, they're 2.5 games behind the Diamondbacks, so it's huge. Well, anyways, I mean, the league.
What happens?
It's actually been,
what happens if the Padres don't even make the playoffs?
I know, it's crazy, dude. I mean, I feel like their lineup is like good too. You know,
well, on paper, yeah, but you get a bunch of 3 hitters and put them in a lineup. Does it work? Is there flow?
I don't know. I feel like the old Braves did it. They put a bunch of 3 hitters in a lineup that just boppers, and they just run into a ball here and there and let their bullpen take over. Problem is,
yeah, they got 3 hitters all the way to 9 almost. The Padres are like to 3. Well, Machado's having a bad year. He's got like a 700 OPS. That hurts.
That's uncharacteristic of him. He's such a good player, dude.
Yeah, he's so good.
I hated facing him.
Really? I loved it.
Oh, he hit the sliders. But your sinker doesn't leak back as bad as mine, I guess.
No, my sinker was more down.
Pretty good. That was the problem.
Wait, he's got a flat swing through his own.
But well, I don't think he did any damage to me. I don't know. He's one of those guys that was just like, I don't know what to throw right now. Yeah, I mean, their lineup is pretty decent. I don't see any gaping holes in it, other than the bottom. But again, it comes down to pitching. Their starting pitching is pretty decent. I think it's the bullpen, apart from Hader, that's kind of been hit or miss.
Yeah,
well, they're just not scoring runs when they do. Yeah,
they're missing Suarez, a guy that they signed. Garcia's having a bad year. I mean, it's just tough. It's tough to relievers. You can't, like I said last week, can't be great every year. It's tough.
Yep, but you can get
if you
paid.
don't build enough depth. What's that?
I said, but you can get paid, right? Don't say it.
You can get paid, and do we got to get started on that? Guys that get paid that aren't very good. I was just messing with you.
No, not going there. I shouldn't have said anything.
We could do a whole day segment on that.
Well, I mean, that's just the state of the league right now. I mean, I like looking to see what teams are hot and rolling and see what the difference is and stuff. So, but we had some questions that came up. I'd love to answer some of those questions. You want to go
let's
first?
Start off with this first one.
Yeah, go ahead.
First one we had on Twitter. This guy's a big fan. From Brian. He said, "What's the most annoying aspect of the big league life?" He goes, "Yeah, you make millions and all that, but there has to be something you can live without." What could you live without, Steve, playing in the big leagues?
I mean, they make you're pretty well taken care of. It's hard to complain about anything. The travel at times, I think, is probably the worst part. I mean, yeah, you get to go to sweet cities. They make it easy for you. But if you're a team like the Mariners, like you're traveling 50,000 plus miles a year, like, yeah, but you're on a first class plane. Yes, true. But like the jet lag and everything, going into a new city in a different time zone and then jumping back. It's by the time you get used to one time zone and the climate there, you're already going to another one. Like your body's just continually just going through it. So I think you can't do without it because it's impossible. You have to travel. But if there's one thing that makes it tough, it is the travel. And then plus leaving your family. If you're a guy with family and your kids, and it's hard on your wives, getting traded sucks for a family, but it can turn out to be good too at the same time. But yeah, I remember I got traded.
Getting traded is what?
It's hard. No,
getting traded unexpectedly is hard.
Exactly. So that happened to me in Seattle. So way up here, traded to Tampa. Yeah. My wife's got to pack up the house and basically move our family, across the country. It turned out to be awesome. I love playing in Tampa, and love playing
a bunch of cheaters down there.
So. What are you talking about? We were
something
not
in
good.
that, like we said before. Something in that building's going on. Something weird.
Yeah, it's because you're playing in like a melody tent. Nobody can get hyped for a game.
Like it should be a circus in there. It literally looks like it should be a circus
so
on the outside.
And then inside, it's like, this is a big league stadium. Like, yep. But I love playing there. It's just something about it. It's just, it's different. So, anyways, back to that. Yeah, what do you think? Travel stuff. It can be tough, no matter how.
Travel. I hated playing in DC. I hated the DC travel. Well, because when you're on a good team, you're playing a lot of primetime games, and then you're going to travel late. So I think one night we were in Houston on a Sunday night baseball game, and then we flew home. And the problem is with DC, as you saw, like I warned you before you went there, it's about an hour bus ride from the airport to the stadium every time.
That's right.
So we land at like 5 a.m., take this dang bus ride to the stadium, and then you got to drive to your house. So you don't get to bed till 7. We didn't get to bed till like 7 o'clock. And by the way, you're playing that night. I hated that part of DC, that freaking bus ride. That was an hour every time. So you're so excited to land. Oh, and you got to get on this bus.
Yep. That never made sense to me. I guess maybe there's like, you can't park on the tarmac there or something. But like, dude, when I was with I came up with the Marlins, we were always allowed to park, pretty much plane side and walk onto the plane. So that way, when you land from another city, you can just get in your car and go home. You have to go all the way back to the stadium, grab your stuff, grab your car, and then go to wherever you live. It just made sense that way. And then you go to I get traded to St. Louis. They do the whole get off the plane, go to the stadium, grab your gear, go home type thing. I mean, that saved. DC was the worst with that. It was brutal. And so it's an hour drive after a long road trip. We stunk that year, so it made it even worse. So many happy flights. And so you get in your car. You finally get in your car and you're like, oh yeah, sick. I got another 30-minute drive home. So yeah. All right, enough complaining. That's pretty much it. Maybe this.
At least the show Cubs, we had police escorts everywhere you went, so that was at least exciting. It was like 5 o'clock in the morning, no one's on the street. Police escort.
Dude, that was incredible. to the Wisconsin border too. You get a police escort on the bus if you take the bus. That was awesome.
Yeah.
You know what my favorite part about
that was my first introduction to the show Cubs. Was like police escorts everywhere. I'm like, oh, this is amazing.
We're going down 2-lane like streets on the opposite side of the road, so against traffic. And like cars are parting like the Red Sea, and you see people like so mad at you, like flipping off the bus, like, who are these guys think they are?
Yeah,
show Cubs, baby, move out of the way.
Show Cubs. The only thing I can complain about in the big leagues, the crappy travel on certain parts. Other than that, you don't touch your luggage. I mean, you're just catered. It's amazing, and can't complain. The only thing I can live without, leaving the family, getting traded, and the crappy cities for travel.
Yep. So I'm sure we missed
What other questions you got?
Yeah. So from Mr. Mike Hart, what is the biggest eye opener for you when you got to the bigs? And he means like, for example, is the outfield play that much better than it is in the minors? Is Angel Hernandez truly blind? Post-game meal spreads, are they the real deal? So I guess the whole gamut. All right, so we'll start with Angel Hernandez. I mean, there's some bad minor league umpires. Let's face it. I mean, there was some.
There's bad umpires. Like, I've been wanting to talk about this. Umpiring is there's some bad umpires. The strike zones are just terrible.
Yeah.
There's some bad strike zones. Like, when I played in AAA for a second last year and I had automatic strike zones, now I know how big the strike zones can be in the big leagues. Like, it is bad, especially when you watch a game and in a big spot, an umpire calls a strike that's a ball or vice versa, and it's just give us the automatic strike zone. Just get it over with. Put all of us out of our misery. Set it up for the hitters. I know. What?
I like the human element though. I'm old school. Excuse me.
I am old school too, but as a fan or as a player, I want a ball to be a ball and a strike to be a strike.
All right. I mean, I wouldn't
like it's too different from two different humans.
You know what's kind of cool that I saw last year? I've never seen it before. It was a scouting report on umpires. We had that on our tablets. You ever seen that?
Yeah.
It had the umpire strike zone. So where you could steal a strike. Their tendencies to call like an outside the zone pitch a strike. I'm like, this is awesome. So, I mean, if
you've been around long enough, you should know that anyways.
Well, that's true, but I didn't, I guess, memorize umpire strike zones. Maybe you're like Rain Man and you can remember all that stuff. I can't. But
well, don't you watch the game? You're like, oh, well, the umpire is giving it off today.
Yeah, but what happens when I try to go in and I try to get the pitch off? Ball.
Well, you throw underhand. It's different view. He throws them off.
It's true. And actually, an umpire did tell me that last year. He missed a couple of calls. So I'm like, really, man? And I was walking out to the bullpen the next day. I forget who it was. He was awesome. He's like, dude, your stuff was moving all over the freaking place yesterday. And I'm so sorry. I could not figure you out. I just couldn't. And I screwed you up.
You're like,
that's my bad. And then it cost me any runs. I was like, dude, it's all good, man. Like, I don't care. At the time, I was like, dude,
wow, that's
strike.
nasty.
Yeah. So like, it was a little
nasty if you're throwing off the umpires. That's tough to do.
Well, it must have been a good game for me because last year wasn't great overall. But it was in Milwaukee. I think it was, was it Skip? No. It was Stu Sherwater, I think, was the umpire. So
Stu.
But yeah, all right. So yeah, that's the umpires. Show spreads, they're way better in the big leagues.
Oh my gosh. Unless you were the visiting player back in the day, visiting player at Pittsburgh, you got like that Walmart sushi, and you're just like, what is this? But if they got that pizza, the buffalo chicken pizza, that was good.
That was fire. Dude,
that was so good.
Pittsburgh stepped it up, dude. They got a new kitchen. It's actually kind of good.
Yeah, I remember that.
I'll tell you what.
I remember that.
The Oakland is the worst. We all got like so sick when I was with A's. We were playing in Oakland, and the guy's awesome. He's the man there. But for whatever reason, he puts the food out under the like serving lights super early. So it's all like singed by the time we get to the field. And so it was just baking under those lights, dude. Like a good 80% of the team was grinding the rest of the day, like after eating the lunch there. Like our stomachs were killing us. We're in the bathroom.
They probably did on purpose.
Brutal. I know. Maybe that's why they were so good over the years.
Yeah. They better clean that up before they come to Vegas. We don't tolerate that stuff here.
Show spreads in Vegas.
Yeah, and the defense in the big league was eye-opening. I thought like there were so many plays where you're like, wow, that was amazing. Like that's not caught in AAA. First basemen are a lot better at picking it. Like the defense is legit.
It is. It's so much more sound. You know, because I mean the reason why a lot of those guys don't make it up is they're just weeded out for that reason, right? You can't pick the ball, you're done unless you absolutely rake. But you better
rake. But now you're
smash. DH. Yeah, but the pitching itself, like, dude, how many guys have you come across in the minor leagues? Be like, how is this guy not in the show, or how did that guy get released, or why is his numbers terrible? Like, I think the show is just a mentality thing. It's just if you can consistently prepare your mind even after failure. But that's the biggest difference. Guys just do not know how to handle adversity in the minor leagues.
I would say I've come across, I don't know, maybe 100 guys in my career where you're like, how is he not in the big leagues? Like, what is he doing wrong? Why do his numbers suck? Like, his stuff is amazing. And do they see it the whole time? Or is he just that mentally weak? Like, there's something there.
I don't know. I mean, there's plenty of guys that were throwing gas or that had better numbers even than me at times, but they never got called up. I'm like, I don't get it. And then sure enough, they saw something that we all didn't see. I feel like, who's really good at that is Tampa. How many guys have they DFA'd or traded away? You're like, what are you doing? Like getting rid of that guy. And then you're like, oh, okay. I don't know. I guess that's why they're,
a big problem, I would say a lot of those guys that are like amazing stuff guys in the minor leagues is it's always someone else's fault. It's never their like their outing is just, or why they're not getting called up. It's not their fault. It's the organization hates me, pitching coordinator hates me, pitching coach hates me, manager hates me, something. Like it's just never their fault. They never take accountability.
Boom. I was just going to say that accountability. Yep. The guys who take accountability for their failures or their, let's just say, lack of success, they don't go nowhere. You're right. It's always someone else's fault. I didn't get this opportunity. That guy did. I wasn't a first rounder. He gets all the opportunities. Like some of that may be true, but when you get the opportunities, guess what? You show out. You got to do it. You got to grind like the rest of the people in here that weren't first rounders. Don't be that guy.
I did that when I first got traded to Chicago. I blamed it all on Joe all the time. It was easy to blame it on Joe. I don't know why, because I got traded and I wasn't used to the way he ran bullpens. And so then I just looked myself in the mirror. I remember I called Cressy at the end of the year and I was like, I needed to turn it up a notch mentally, physically, just change it all. And then I remember I asked you, like, how did you become successful here? And you're like, I was just very open minded to like how they ran it. Just I prepared differently. I was just always ready. And so I kind of took that approach, and that helped. Instead of whining, I mean, I whined a little bit, but at least knew I had another year of my contract to make up for it.
It's hard to not have the name Salt knowing you were whining about something. But yeah, but you still held yourself accountable, though, at the end of the day. And you expected those around you to do it, too.
Yeah, I didn't like sucking, and I didn't know how to get out. It was too – I felt like I was already drowning. That's what people looked like when they said I was pitching. Look, I was drowning underwater. Like my brain was just drowning. I was moving so slow because I was thinking so much. So I just luckily it was at the end of the year, and you carried me. So you made up for me. I appreciate that.
I had to humble you a little bit here and there, but you know.
Well, you carried the workload.
Well, it's like, especially in the minor league. So I think this is important. If you're a college or minor league pitcher, don't surround yourself around guys that just constantly gripe and moan and complain when they're doing poorly, or blaming it on someone else. Because what's going to happen is you're going to end up being that person, right? Bad company ruins good morals. It's actually a biblical principle, but I won't get into that. But it's true. Like, so the best thing I ever did in the minor leagues, and I was so like immature and naive, but I was always like watching what guys. This doesn't sound bad, but with like lesser talent having good success, like what are they doing differently? Like I'm throwing harder than this guy, I'm taller than this guy. Like my stuff, quite frankly, is better, but they're nails every time they go out. And so I became friends with those guys. I wanted to pick their brain and see how they went about it. And I learned so much in my first 3 years of minor league or 2 years of minor league ball through watching guys like that, how they prepared, how they thought through each game, how every single time they went into the game, what they were thinking through, like the visualization stuff, and I just wanted to like mimic that. And so that was the biggest thing ever, is finding those that would push me and help me get better, like surrounding myself around like other men like that. And then on the flip side is going through failure. I feel like guys in the minor leagues, they don't know how to handle failure. And so that's their opportunity to be able to handle it and persevere, right? Because in my second year in pro ball, I didn't have a slider. I was strictly fastball changeup, and they were trying to get me to throw over the top, and I was just getting destroyed. But really, like mentally, it was wearing on me, right? Well, that next off season, I wasn't working out at Cressy's yet, but I just pushed myself to the max, to the point where sometimes I was like throwing up after workouts and stuff like that. Just like I gotta prepare better. I gotta be more mentally tough. Like we gotta figure this out. And I came in the next year like a totally different person, to where like the coaching staff even noticed it without me even trying to impress anyone. I didn't care anymore. Just wanted to compete. Be like my boys next to me that were competing at that level. And so, man, like dealing with the failure part was the best thing personally that ever happened to me. And how those guys handled it.
You know what I bet those guys did differently? I bet they rooted for their teammates instead of actually, in minor leagues, guys root against each other. Like, if that guy fails, I got a chance of getting called up. Like, bro, you still got a 5. Just because you got a 5 and I got a 5.5 doesn't mean you're getting called up.
That's right. So, for example, you're exactly right, dude. My first year was in Jamestown, New York, right? And I was a 5th rounder. Nothing crazy, but decent pick. And I've spent most of my time with we're still good friends, AJ Batista. He's the pitching coach at Georgia Southern right now. And he's like, 6 feet tall, through low 90s, had a hammer for a curveball, but like straight fastball. And he knew how to pitch. And he was an absolute gamer, like tough, Philly kid. And so he taught me how to set hitters up and to read hitter swing. So me and him would sit in the dugout and take notes on each hitter, because in the minor leagues, when you're going to pitch, right? So he's teaching me how to read guys' bat swing or bat paths, stuff like that, and how to set these guys up. And we're taking notes in a composition book. So a guy like that is trying to get his teammates better, and yet we're competing for a position, like to get called up. So like there's something different about that guy. Those are the types of people, the ones that want to make the others around them better and serve others around them, are the types of people that would draw my attention.
Did he ever make? Did he make it to the big leagues?
He didn't, dude. He got up to AAA. He was working out in the off season. Went to his car, and his back completely just like I don't know if he ruptured a disc or whatever. Done, and then his shoulder was messed up. Like it was just unfortunate. But he had a chance, I think. Like when he got to AAA, he still threw well. I mean, he's just mental game above and beyond anyone that I've ever seen. You know, just steady as a rock. So
at least he taught you something that helped you with your career. I mean, I just 100%. Always realized the guys that didn't make it or had long careers are the guys you just knew when they're rooting against you. You just felt it. Like I was an independent ball signee when I went to the Brewers. So, you know, the independent ball guy, nobody wants you to do well when like they already look down upon you. And then the next year I just started carving and they put me as a closer in Double-A after like one game. And I just felt the high fives were fake. Everything was just fake. You just knew they wanted you to fail. And then it just, oh man, it just made you want to succeed so much better and just rub it in. I loved it. It pushed me so much every day to just put up zeros, to just see these guys' face walking back into the clubhouse.
But was your team good though?
Yeah, we had a good team. We had Lorenzo Cain was on that team. We had some ballers on that team.
Oh wow, what's he like?
Lorenzo, awesome, greatest dude.
He's one of my favorite players I got to play against. Like
he was such a free-spirited, very chill. He looked like his body was broken every day he walked in though, but he would just go out there and do his thing. And
well, it's because he'd run through a brick wall to catch it. Like that's why I love watching him play. That guy was an animal in center field.
Yeah, he was. He was even in Double-A. That was my first like star I saw in Double-A. It was Lorenzo Cain, and he wasn't even a star yet. I mean, think about it. That guy got cut from his JV team because he showed up in like jeans and he didn't know how to play.
Is that right?
Oh yeah, 10th grade. He didn't even know. He showed up in jeans and tried out, and then you know what he was doing.
That's crazy.
Yeah, but then a lot of those guys on that team, the relievers, very, very short careers. They might have made the big leagues for a little bit, but even in the big leagues, if you're not rooting for your teammates, you're not going to survive because you're just bitter the whole time. That's why it's tough when you go to arbitration. Man, it's so tough when you're in ARB eligible year because you just got to stay positive. You know, people are taking your save situations. It's like, oh, that's tough.
See, I never worried about that stuff though. Like if it's happening,
you were the closer.
I mean, I wasn't. I guess I was the closer in all of our. I guess I'm thinking of free agency. You're right.
Every save situation is money in your pocket. But when you're a setup guy and you lose some hold situations, all of a sudden you lose your job. It's like,
yeah, it's true. Okay, he win. But no, I was the closer when I went into ARB, so it kind of made it easier. But what I was thankful for was that I never had to go through arbitration case. Because supposedly, I mean, it's not supposedly, everyone knows this now, you just get absolutely wrecked by the team that you're playing for. So it's like, can you imagine? Like, you think you're worth X amount of dollars. The team's like, well, you're worth Y amount of dollars. And I'm going to tell you why you're worth Y amount of dollars because you're brutal. You walk, 9 batters per 9 and your velos drop 2 miles an hour and your sliders lost. And you're like, wait, I do suck. And then all of a sudden you get paid still a lot of money probably. And then you have to pitch for that team still. And it's like they think you stink, but yet they paid you. I was like, I'd be like, what are we doing?
I remember Stroman, like that was a big thing. He was like, could not believe this. He goes, I'll never forget the stuff they said about me in that room. Like,
yep,
this stuff's real.
What was it? Was it the Mets?
I think that was with the Blue Jays where he was ARB.
Yeah, I can't remember, but yeah, can you imagine pitching against?
Let's give him a qualifying offer. So, what's that?
Can you imagine him pitching against that team? Like, talk about chip on your shoulder.
I mean, he already wakes up with a chip on his shoulder, so hopefully he does get to pitch against them.
That's true.
Big fan of the Stro Show. Nasty stuff.
He's got really good stuff. I love watching him in WBC back in 2017.
Yeah, and then he pitches for Puerto Rico the following one.
I know.
What are we doing?
I won a gold with one team. Let's see if I can do it for another.
Yeah. Any other questions?
I wanted to play for Team Portugal, but they don't have a team. No, that was it.
Why don't they have a team?
I guess me, Dustin Pedroia sounds like a Portuguese name. Other than that, I can't think of anyone else.
Joseph Pedroia. Can we look that up?
Pretty sure.
He looks
I don't
like
know
a
who
little
else is
Irish
Portuguese.
guy.
He does.
He looks like he's bald and Irish, I think. I don't know.
I don't know. I thought he was Portuguese. The name like that. I don't know
Can we
even
look that
where to
up?
begin to look that up.
Hold on.
He played
Oh
for-
my god.
Anyways,
He played for Team USA, by the way.
I know he did. I'm just saying, if like I'd be able to play for Portugal. My mom was born there, so like if you're one generation, Portuguese, second generation. I mean, I should say, then you're in. So let's start Team Portugal.
Oh yeah,
I
his
don't even know
family
how
is
you-
of Swiss, Italian, and Portuguese heritage. Pretty good, Steve.
Thank you.
Wow.
So me, him, and I don't know. There's got to be some Farias out there. Oh, Jacob Faria. There we
You can
go.
get anybody. Just get anybody out there.
Team Czech Republic tried to
Some
get me to
cricket
play for
players?
them in this last World BC. I'm like, I
Really?
found out I'm not even Czech. I'm like Austrian. So Austria, if you need a player, I'm your guy here in 3 or 4 years, whatever it is.
Throw underhand, you can still do it.
I would totally do it. I think. Yeah, I would. Real quick before we end this, back in 21, I said if I wasn't going to make the Astros out of camp, I was going to try to play for USA in the Olympics. Like I've always wanted to be in the Olympics. And sure enough, the Astros was like, yeah, you're not making this team. And I was like, well, shoot, I guess I'm playing in the Olympics. So I was kind of like bummed because I want to be on the Astros, but I was like, this could be okay. And then the Angels called, like, oh, we got a deal for you. You got to take it or leave it. I'm like, dang it. All right, I'm going to play. I'm not going to go to the Olympics.
That would have been amazing.
Sick. Totally. But anyways.
I should have went there instead of played in Philly. Probably would have worked out better.
They have the Olympics, the next Summer Olympics. Let's do it. Let's come back. You'll be 62 and I'll be 40, and we'll play.
I'm down. Team USA,
Right.
hit us up. We're still
Let's
training
go.
where I am.
I can train. All right, dude. Well, hey,
Let's get to our 500 subscribers. I think we're doing on our way. August 1st, my birthday. Can we get 500 subscribers for my birthday?
your birthday's August 1st? No kidding. That'd be a great birthday present.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
39.
August 1st. Golfer, ping putter on the way. Ping answer. The answer one, the old school.
Yeah.
Refinished.
So subscribe, follow, tag some people. I think we're really having fun with this. Hopefully our fans are having fun with it, or listeners. Man, if you have any questions or you have advice for us, hit us up.
Absolutely. And I'd love to get Tyler Chatwood on next. If we could, let's try to make it happen. If not, you'll just see our two
Breakfast
on here.
Bandit. Let's get him. I'm going to hit him up. Breakfast Bandit. I'm going to wear my t-shirt.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.